Buying or selling a home is one of the biggest financial decisions most of us will ever make. But did you know there are some common mistakes that homeowners are doing that can hurt their resale value? Today, I'm here to walk you through 10 things that can devalue your home and how to avoid these things. My name's Trevon, and I work with Century 21 Mike Ballman, and this is Moving to Texas. All right, so picture this. You're ready to sell your home, but the offers coming in are far below what you expected. What went wrong? Okay, sometimes it's not just the market, right? I typically tell my clients really mainly about numbers, but some cases it can be your home, and that could be what's holding you back, depending on what you have and what you have to offer. Number one is first impressions matter. Curb appeal. Okay, if your outside curb appeal is lacking, think overgrown landscaping, peeling paint, or maybe a dated exterior that's just falling apart, doesn't look very pretty. Buyers might not even want to walk inside your home at this point, and I'm not even kidding. Many times I'm out with clients, they have homes on their lists. We're like, hey, this one's in the area, let's just go by. They just drive by and they're like, no. They just see it from the outside and they say no. So you don't want that to be your home if you're trying to sell in this, especially in this market in the DFW region. So the fix: trim up those bushes, do a little bit of landscaping, add some fresh mulch here and there, and maybe repaint the front door, add a little pop to the home. Just do a little maintenance, right? Before you get it listed, especially before photos, because once you have your photos up, that's what everybody sees before they even choose your house or favorite your house or add it to their list of homes they like. So you want to make these small updates because they really can go a long way and save you. All right, so number two is going to be DIY projects. Okay, now we all love a DIY project. I myself love a DIY project, but poorly executed ones can do more harm than good. Buyers can spot uneven flooring or feel it, or badly painted walls from a mile away, because that's what they're looking for. They're literally looking at this home and they're like, I'm not trying to get duped. I want my money's value. Now, from my experience, the lower price points are a lot more strict than the higher price points. And I'm basing that on finances. Higher price point can make changes if they want. Lower price point, they're kind of stuck with what they've got until they, have a check come in, or, just save up a little bit to make flooring changes. I mean, what, to get a kitchen redone nowadays, like $18,000, $20,000. So if you want it nice and to last 20 years, right? Because you don't want to go the cheap route. If there's anything that you've done yourself and it didn't come out right, I would consider hiring a professional to clean it up before listing, especially before photos, but mainly before people are going in the house. Okay, number three is going to be dated kitchens and bathrooms. This one's a little more difficult because it is an expense. But if you do have the money, these are one of the major and first things and key things people need in their houses. So if you do have an updated bathroom or updated kitchen, it most likely will help your resale. Now, will it help your resale value go up? That's a different question. So kitchens and bathrooms sell homes. Okay, but they can also scare buyers away if they look outdated. Okay, old appliances, worn out cabinets, dated tiles. These are the common culprits. I mean, how many times have you seen a home for sale in your price point? You see the kitchen's from the 90s. You see the bathrooms from the 80s. It's tough, man. And when you're going to spend $350,000, $400,000, you kind of want something that at least looks like a modern-ish apartment, in most cases. But yes, these are going to be things that you do want to update, okay? Like even small updates, like new hardware or fresh coat of paint, okay? This can make a huge difference, right? And then if you really want to get down to it, I would only recommend this on a case-by-case basis, but upgrading your kitchen and bathroom, because it's not necessarily going to get you said dollar amount higher than what you're asking for. And it still might not help. Let's say you do these repairs And people don't like the new kitchen and new updates, right? That could affect you. You just spent 20,000 to do updates somebody didn't even like. So I would always take that one with a grain of salt. Main thing is maintenance. Keep it up, keep it nice. If they're old, dilapidated, maybe you don't need to spend too much money on fixing them, but understand that does have an effect on how your home will sell. So, which that kind of goes into over personalization, which is number 4. So, this is your home. Like, so this is your home, but it needs to appeal to buyers, right? Like, when you go to sell your home, as hard as it will be, that is no longer your home. That's the way I would look at it, right? You want people to go in there and think that no one's lived there. That's hard, but you just want people to go in there and not think of who lived in there. That you want them to think that they can live in there. So, yeah, it needs to appeal to buyers. Over personalizing with decor, like bold paint colors, like pinks, purples, reds, or theme rooms can really, really turn people off. Neutral tones are going to work best because they let buyers imagine the space of their own. But if you have a full house of colors in these, most cases, your buyer's thinking they're going to have to do all repaint. So either you're going to sit a little longer, it's either going to be the perfect paint for the buyer, which maybe, or people are going to ask for money down, and it's going to be specifically because of they're like going to say we're going to have to repaint the whole house. You know what I mean? Which might not be the case, and they might not do it immediately, but you'll get excuses. So don't over personalize, okay? Try not to, or if you do, try to go back, right? Try to bring it back. Like, this could be an instance where it's going to cost you, right, to paint your house all white, but maybe do it, or maybe a neutral color before you sell. That way, maybe that money won't get pulled out of you during transaction. But take it with a grain of salt. Every house is different, right? Every house is different. Always run the numbers first and see where you're at. Your asking price is what really moves the house, okay? Because I don't care what anybody says. If your home's 400,000, and there's other homes in the house, and there's other homes in the neighborhood for 300,000, no one's gonna buy your home for 400,000. In most cases, no one. No matter what updates you have, just because the area doesn't comp out, it doesn't make any sense to spend $100,000 over what anyone else is paying in this neighborhood. And if you do buy a house like that, ask questions, please. Ask questions. Okay. Number 5 is lack of maintenance. I already kind of touched over this one a little briefly, but yeah, deferred maintenance. It's a red flag, okay? Broken HVAC systems, peeling paint, all signal more work for the buyer. The solution is to address these issues before you list. It's an investment that pays off most of the time. I'm telling you, man, if your AC doesn't work, they're going to find out. They're going to ask for whatever the cost of the AC is. In most cases, or they're going to ask you to repair it. And if you do not, your home is either going to sit, they're either going to choose more houses. Of course, like I said, every situation is different. Some will fold. But in my experience, AC, these larger appliances, roofs, money is coming, whether you like it or not, some way, somehow. So you might want to take care of it beforehand, and that will keep that money in your pockets. And don't forget, there are companies that will do the work and pay out at the end, but that's a different conversation, okay? This is just to give you insight before you consider listing, right? Like, if you're like, hey, I'm going to list my home in 3 months. Well, let's knock out some of these, okay? Knock out some of these. You will save your money. Now, this is the only one where you really can't do anything about it, and that's going to be a bad location, okay? For buyers, this is like one of the first things I'm saying. Location, location, location. Where do you want to be? Why do you want to be there, okay? Because location is something that you cannot change, right? But you can work around it, okay? Is your home near a highway or an industrial zone? Focus on the positives or other positives like energy efficient or updated interiors to make it more appealing, right? Just because it's in a bad location doesn't mean it's the worst, but you hear it all the time. Location, location, location. So that's going to be one of those things. All right, number 7 is going to be poor energy efficient. This is a somewhat of a tougher one because, yeah, windows are not cheap nowadays. Insulation's not cheap to do, okay? Outdated HVAC systems HVACs cost a lot of money, okay? But buyers today, they're looking for energy efficient homes. If your windows, insulation, or HVAC system are outdated, you could be losing value. You most likely will be having to cough it up some way or another during the transaction. And simple upgrades like searing drafts or installing a programmable thermostat can help, right? Those Nest thermostats. I mean, that doesn't make your AC cooler or not, but it makes it look cooler, right? It's the appeal, right? If you have that old school 1970s thermostat, it doesn't even light up anymore. People are going to assume things are old. So, yeah, if I can avoid things like that, I would try to. You know what I mean? I would try to personally. All right, number 8 is going to be one of the bigger things, just because it will take some work. So unpermitted additions or remodels. Okay, so additions or remodels done without proper permits can cause legal, hear me, legal and safety issues. Okay, buyers won't want to deal with this hassle. If you've made unpermitted changes, get them approved before you sell. So like, let's say you build a shed in the back, or you do a driveway, or you build a fence. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that it is checked to the T, right? Make sure it's on the survey. Make sure you have the right permits for it, because this can slow the sale of your home drastically, right? Like, what if you get down to title? If they find out the driveway is not in the survey, or they find out the fence is not in the survey, someone's going to have to pay, right? And if the buyer doesn't want to deal with it, that might be you having to pay with time, energy, and it can just, really slow down your whole entire selling process. So definitely want to take care of the items that may be unpermitted or damaged, you know what I mean? Or just not on the survey. You just want to make sure everything on the property is as good as it can be, the best shape it can possibly be. Number 9 is going to be outdated fixtures and finishes. So popcorn ceiling, shag carpeting, brass light fixtures, scream dated. Okay, modernizing these features is often inexpensive and make a huge difference in how buyers perceive your home. I mean, like, just change out all the knobs, maybe change a few light bulbs, get them a little brighter. You got to do something, okay? Unless the pricing works out, right? Like, if you're in a neighborhood, everything is selling for 300, you have your home listed for, I don't know, 299. I wouldn't update the kitchen, or I wouldn't, this is where you're okay. Why we don't need to go that deep into it, because everything is selling for what we're already priced for, right? Now, if you want no mistakes and you want it more smoothly, this is where it can be trouble, right? Let's say you go out and spend money on getting the popcorn ceiling removed, or shag carpeting removed. It's going to cost you, I don't know, $1,000, $3,000 for the carpet replacement. That's money that you might not get back, because I just said every home is selling for 300. Yours is still listed for 299. So this is what I'm saying. Maybe just explain, hey, we listed at this price based on things that were going to need to be changed in the house. Will that work for you? It's just going to depend on the market. But there's always a time to add, and then there's always a time to not add. And the right thing is to know when. Last one's going to be too much customization or over expanding. So I would say that this is going to be maybe in more luxury items, larger price points, but adding high-end upgrades in a neighborhood that doesn't support it can be a mistake, okay? Buyers may not see the value that luxury kitchen or custom wine cellar offers, okay? Keep your upgrade aligned with what's common in your area. And yeah, that is as spot on as it gets. You know what I'm saying? If you're not in $1 million neighborhood, don't put $1 million kitchen in your home, because it might not pay you in the end. But this can work vice versa. For example, let's say you're buying in a new build community. The homes are 5,000 square feet or more. Not many homes in the area are upgraded in the inside. You can probably do upgrades. Now, I'm not saying $200,000 of upgrades, but I have seen examples. I have seen examples of people who bought their home in 2018, new build, 5,000 square foot home. They put over $200,000 of upgrades in the home. Now they are trying to sell that home for 1.3, and they could do it because they have the comps that in that area that can match with that. So it's not all doom and gloom when you want to make upgrades. You just want to know when and where to make the upgrades. But that's it, man. These 10 things, if you do these 10 things, it should help you as far as the resale value, or help you when you go to list your home again. If you have any questions, or you have something to say about if you have any questions, or maybe you have some more tips, please leave those in the comments for other people to see. If you are feeling the vibe, subscribe. I'm trying to get this channel to get 100 subscribers within 6 months. Just trying to get it to grow, and leaving a like and leaving comments really help the channel grow. Ask questions also if you have those, or if you're in the DFW Metroplex, you need to buy, sell, rent, you're an investor, shoot me a call, okay? My contact information will be down in the description. But yeah, man, those were 10 things you might want to take a look at before selling your home. And maybe later on the line, I'll do 2 things for buyers as well, 2 things to look for. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video, because I got a lot of sellers who are wishing they had the price that they are, but it's like, man, the area is what's stopping you. The interest rates is what's stopping you. The timing of the market and how much inventory is what's stopping you, right? So you adding these little finishes might not help you, but it might help you, right? So it's one of those ones. So if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. Again, my name's Trevon. I work with Century 21, Mike Bowman, #1 Century 21 office in the state of Texas. And this is Moving to Texas. I'll catch you guys next time.